Enzai, are you free after this?
The girl who's talking to me is now the student council president of my school. Lauded as a genius ever since she first touched a textbook. Her name is Sakuya Kujoin. She's also my senior in school by 1 year. By the way, I'm the one in charge of general affairs in the student council. You coming over today too?
Of course. I have nothing to do after this anyway, so I can just head straight over to your place.
She comes over to my house every single day. And the reason for that?
Wrong again, Anzai. You have to use the same formula that I taught you yesterday.
Yep, this is exactly what it looks like. She's actually my tutor. I was originally from the same middle school as Kujoin. But more than that, we were already close because we were in the student council together during middle school as well. That was why I swore to myself at her graduation ceremony that I would follow her to high school too. But that was easier said than done. Even though I somehow managed to pass the entrance exams after studying for my life, the fact remains that it's an elite high-level school attended by geniuses like Kujoin. With my mediocre academy ability, I couldn't keep up with my classes and I kept on failing my tests. In the end, Kujoin couldn't bear to continue watching this disaster unfold and extended a helping hand. Actually, well, maybe it's more accurate to say that she got angry at how badly I was doing when she found out that I almost had to be kept back a year because of my abysmal grades.
With this, I have a complete legitimate reason to be in his room. I'm so happy. There's no way the school or his parents would let Anzai repeat a year. So I have their full approval too. All my bases are covered. To think our relationship already has his parents' blessings. All that's left is to keep on laying the groundwork. Sooner or later, Anzai will be mine.
What? I just got chills. It's summer right now, so it makes no sense for me to be feeling like this. For some reason, I kind of felt like a little rabbit trembling under the watchful eye of a fearsome predator.
Welcome to our home, Sakuya. Oh, thank you for having me.
Mom, I told you to knock when you want to come in.
Come on, you don't need to stress the little things. And I brought up some snacks for you two, too. Thank you for always thinking of us.
I don't think it's a little thing, though.
Oh, I see. You don't want to be bothered when you're busy. I guess both of you are at that age, huh?
Mom?
Don't worry, I'll make sure to listen carefully at the door before I come in. Just to confirm there's none of that stuff happening, of course.
What are you saying? Wait, seriously, please don't say that!
Fine, I get it. I understand that you don't have enough courage to do anything.
It still sounds wrong, even if you say it indirectly like that, you know?
On the contrary, I'm saying it as obviously as I possibly can.
Ugh. Jeez, please just get out!
Okay then, I'll see you two later. Have fun, Sakuya!
Thanks to Mom, the rest of the time was spent in awkward silence. I may already be aware of my feelings for Kujoin, but that doesn't mean that I want to be teased for them like that. See? Kujoin doesn't know what to say either. Thanks for today too, Kujoin.
No problem. It's one of my duties to take care of my juniors after all. Also, it would be a serious problem if one of the members of the student council had to be held back. That's not something to laugh about. If you don't manage to move on to the next grade, I'm halving your allowance.
I said I got it already.
Everything will be fine. He's got me watching over him after all. I can't thank you enough. Don't be too soft on him. Of course not.
Huh? You've got to be kidding. Even while thinking that, I didn't have the guts to ask them if they were real. Say, Kujoin.
What's up?
You have your own exams to think about too. Why are you doing so much to help me?
I can probably get into university by recommendation anyway. It's more important to me that my dear junior doesn't end up repeating a year because I refuse to help.
I'm sorry. Kujoin exudes a cool and aloof image, but that tends to make her easily misunderstood. But she's actually the nicest person I know. She is a girl I fell for after all. But it looks like she has no idea of how I feel. She's only helping me with my studies out of goodwill. Although she sometimes does things that make me think I have a chance. At the end of the day, There's no way someone like me is worthy of being her boyfriend.
Thanks for walking me home.
Not at all. Good night then.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Be careful on your way back.
As I walked along those shadowy streets shrouded in darkness, Kujoin was still all I could think about. I have a little over half a year left with her. If I followed her all the way into university, that would make me a real stalker. She's probably gonna end up attending one of the top 5 universities in Japan anyway. I wouldn't be able to get into one of those no matter how I try. Right! If it goes on like this, it'll just be a repeat of what happened in middle school. I have to confess this time. It's about time I stopped being content with our current relationship. Otherwise, it's all gonna end before it even begins. That's the one thing I absolutely want to happen. A few days later.
I'm Haruka Enzo. It's nice to meet you. I know it's a little strange that I'm transferring in midway throughout the school year, but I'm looking forward to working hard alongside all of you. Thank you for having me.
The new transfer student is gorgeous! Is my springtime finally come? Hey, do you have a boyfriend? This girl, could she be?
Ah, Ikuma!
What? Oh Lord, what's the meaning of this? My long-awaited springtime!
Long time no see, Ikuma.
So it is you. Yeah, a long time no see. She's my childhood friend. A while before I entered elementary school, her father's company transferred him to a different location, and her entire family moved away. Up until then, the two of us were close enough that we played together every single day.
It's really been such a long time.
Wait, Haruka?
You've gotten so big, and your body's so sturdy now.
Don't hug me so suddenly.
You're being mean to your childhood friend, you know. I'm the only one you have, after all. Be nicer to me.
It's embarrassing if you hug me in front of everyone, like that.
So you mean I can hug you if we're alone?
Not exactly.
Enzo?
See, you're being summoned. With her cheeks all puffed out like a chipmunk, Haruka made her way back to the front of the classroom. She hasn't changed at all, huh?
So now that I have your attention, Enzo here is actually a rare talent. She passed our school's entrance exam with a perfect score. She was also first place in the national mock examinations.
Doesn't that make her an actual genius? Seriously? I never knew she had such a good head on her shoulders.
So, Enzo, what was it like at your previous school? Forget that. I'm more curious about what your relationship is with Anzai.
Whether it was due to the novelty of there being a new transfer student or her natural allure, Haruka was surrounded by her classmates in no time at all.
Oh, right, Ikuma.
Huh? What?
I heard from Mom about how horrible your grades are.
How did she know about my grades?
I think she said Auntie told her.
The auntie she's talking about has to be my mother. Does it give her some sixth sense of satisfaction to go around telling people about my terrible grades?
I can tutor you. I'm good at studying after all, so I don't mind helping you out. After all, fate reunited us at this time for a reason.
But the thing is...
Unless there's some reason you can't.
What's this expression on her face? No, of course not.
I see. So I'll see you after school then. We can do it at your house, right?
Oh, I'll actually be busy with the student council stuff after school.
Then why don't we just meet up on the weekend?
Right, the weekend. Okay. Kujoin only comes over on weekends anyway. This should be fine, right?
I'm looking forward to it.
And when the weekend came... Amazing, Haruka! You make it so easy to understand.
I know, right? I'm good at tutoring people.
Haruka's tutoring was a lot better than I expected. She understood exactly which parts I was confused about and broke down all the problems into easy-to-digest portions which I could do easily. Honestly speaking, she's a better teacher than Kujoin.
Oh my, he's asking for trouble. Well, I guess he brought this on himself. What goes around comes around. Though I wonder how Haruka found out about Akuma's grades.
And then the day after I had the tutoring session with Haruka...
Anzai, can I have a moment, please?
Sure. Huh? She seems kind of angry. I followed Kujoin into the student council room. What's going on?
There's something I want to personally confirm with you. Were you at a tutoring session with someone other than me?
That was...
Just today, it reached my ears by chance. I overheard the most intriguing conversation about how you had a girl over at your house yesterday to help you with your studies. If I'm remembering correctly, they were talking about the new transfer student. It would be in your best interest to tell me everything in detail.
About that. Why is she so pissed off? If I admit it, what disaster will befall me?
You heard right.
Haruka, why are you here?
I saw her take you away, so I followed.
You just decided to follow us?
Can the person who doesn't belong to the student council please remove herself from this room? You don't have to be so strict about it. I'm Akuma's childhood friend. It's only natural for me to worry about him. Childhood friend? Oh, now that I think of it, aren't you tutoring Akuma too, President Kujoin?
Why bring that up?
And why are you asking? From now on, I'll be taking over as his tutor. He won't be troubling you anymore, so you can leave it all to me. After all, he did say my teaching was really easy to understand. As his classmate, I believe that I'm more fit for the job anyway. Surely someone who actually takes the same classes as him would be a better tutor. Don't get ahead of yourself. All these years, I taught him everything he knows. Of course I'll continue teaching him in the future. But you'll be off to university next year, won't you? That's... Akuma also prefers me as a tutor, right?
What?
What are you doing? How about it, Akuma? Who's better at teaching? President Kujoin or me?
If it's just that, Haruka wins by a mile.
Anzai.
The way Haruka broke down the problems was a lot easier to understand.
It was, wasn't it? So, President Kujoin, don't worry and leave him to...
However, Kujoin is the one I want to tutor me.
Huh?
I'm grateful for what you taught me, Haruka. You really did do your best to help me understand everything. But Kujoin is an important person to me. With your blatant hostility towards her and the way you're constantly mocking her, I'm afraid I can't continue being your friend.
Anzai? But your grades haven't improved at all. Doesn't that mean that everything she taught you was useless?
Yeah, it's true that my grades have barely changed since the tutoring started, but that's completely my own fault. I'll get better grades in the next round of tests, and prove that Kujoin's tutoring isn't as useless as you say it is.
Fine. On one condition. If you don't rank within the top half of first years for the next round of tests, you'll let me take over as your tutor.
Okay, it's a deal.
Then I'll see myself out. Anzai.
Sorry it all became so weird. It was my fault in the first place for not being able to handle my studies on my own. You must think what I said was stupid. Anyone watching from the side would think I don't have the ability to go making a deal like that. Thank goodness this happened here and not somewhere like her classroom.
Actually, no. The truth is, I was really happy. Let's do our best studying together for your tests. As your tutor, I'll give it my all so that I don't lose to that girl.
Just like this, we recommended our tutoring sessions with the coming tests in mind. It seems like Kujoin had a lot at stake this time too. She taught me more seriously than she ever did before. To be honest, there were times when I found her pretty scary, but I knew it was for my own good. For the sake of not losing the remaining time I left with Kujoin before she left for university, I studied like my life depended on it. And the result... We did it! I'm in 44th place!
Forget making it into the top half. You're one of the top 50 students.
This is all thanks to you, Kujoin. Thank you so much. The time and effort we put in paid off, and I was able to win the deal I made with Haruka.
Akuma?
Oh, Haruka. Congratulations on first place.
Thank you. More importantly, our deal.
Yeah, sorry. I'll be continuing on with Kujoin as my tutor.
No, it was my bad for getting too impatient and being so unreasonable. I know I was being self-centered.
I see. Well, as long as you get it.
But I haven't given up on Akuma. Just because I'm letting you be his tutor doesn't mean I'm handing him over. After all, being in the same class as him also means my chances are way higher.
Just when I thought she understood, it turns out she didn't. But wait, does this count as a confession?
Anzai, I have something to discuss with you after this.
Okay. What exactly does she want to discuss? I didn't do anything wrong, right? So, what did you want to talk about?
The thing is, I have to make the first move before that girl steals you away. I like you, Anzai. So please go out with me?
I like you too, Kujoin. I should have been the one to confess to you first, but I'm also so happy. I could hear your confession.
So are we an official couple now?
Yes, let's get along well with each other. And that was how we started dating. To be honest, it kind of felt like a miracle that just magically fell into my lap. But no matter how it happened, to finally be dating the girl I've been crushing on for so long, I've never been happier. I feel a little sorry to Haruka, but from now on with Kujoin, no, with Sakuya, I'll try my hardest to make sure she never regrets becoming my girlfriend. By the way, after getting together with Sakuya, I put my all into studying and I was eventually able to test into the same university as her. Well, it was all thanks to Sakuya's hellish tutoring bootcamp though.